Hi everyone, it's Katherine Skaggs. And I keep getting the inspiration today on Monday, April 18th, to bring you a one card inspiration from the Mythical Goddess Tarot. It's early afternoon and I was thinking about this morning. I got involved in some other things and it won't let go. It wants to say, hey, what do we need today to help us out, to inspire us? We got a new moon energy. We just finished a full moon, but as we complete and work with the cycle, it's an opportunity with Easter and Ramadan and Passover that was this weekend to culminate in an experience and a time that we can truly work with our intention to move into a new cycle and a new way of being, to plant the seeds coming out of this full moon and this weekend, to come into a new way of being, to come into a time that's vibrational, that we're aligning with the stars, the moon, the cycles of this new springtime, so that we can really embody a different way of being. I posted a card yesterday, which is my Mayan spirit totem animal of rabbit, and the ability to work with cooperation, fertility, the marriage of polar opposites, of the yin and yang, of our shadow, all the stuff that's hard, and our light, our gifts, and our true essence is divinity, to bring them together into greater oneness. It's not easy in the human world. I have to tell you, the last 3.5 years or so have been challenging in my life, as I've had periods of that, and I've had really wonderful times, as we all seem to have these cycles. And we know with COVID and everything that's challenged us, we're breaking down a lot of old karmic patterns so that we can be filled with more light. And sometimes it's anguishing. Sometimes being authentic and knowing we're going through a struggle is so hard, because those struggles can project out into our world in really twisted and distorted ways. We may not be able to see clearly or feel clearly because of wounds and traumas and old belief systems from earlier in this life or other lifetimes distort your current reality. And so to begin anew, to bring our polar opposites together within ourselves and within our world, means to really have an opportunity to heal and come to greater peace. And then from that place, we can heal our relations. From that place, we can bring greater blessings to the world. But we have to do it here first. And then we can love more greatly and be loved more greatly. So from that place of new beginnings, of being able to step into higher frequencies, and greater harmony, I'm asking what goddess card from the Mythical Goddess Tarot wants to come in to guide us and to support us. Interesting. Of course, it makes sense. To me, this is the Earth Crone Ascension. So the Earth suit in the Mythical Goddess Tarot, or any tarot deck, is about embodiment, bringing this energy all the way to Earth. And this is the Ascension card. This is Crone. So Crone represents the wisdom. It's the elder. It's the wise one and the sage aspect of being in human body. It's that cycle that says it's time from all our experiences to shed the skins of misunderstanding, to come within, and to really honor what we've been learning, to be able to bring that all the way into our human experience, that we're awake within the human reality as spirit dreaming this world. This crone wisdom tells me that that full moon energy is a culmination of many experiences and events that are bringing us into the precipice of the great void and possibility, and a new way to see, a new way to be, a new way to act, a newer and expanded version of ourselves that allows us to be in love and light and harmony. So we need to grok the goodness, the blessings from all the hard stuff, and that we find the gold in it. And then we can act more wisely. then we can be more illuminated. You know, we've got war on this planet. We've still got COVID and the fear of COVID. We've got the fear of our economy collapsing as we've known it, our governments collapsing as we've known it, systems collapsing as we've known them, units of families and friends that are different. And it's really uncomfortable at times. At times we feel completely separate and not knowing how to respond. Well, this is the medicine we need right now. To imagine going into your earthly self and your spiritual self, and imagine we're all on the same path of waking up to become wiser and more harmonious. We need to honor being in a body. We need to honor our lessons on earth through duality, through polarity, and that we need to love all of it. That's the only way through. I was working with Jesus this last week and the energy of death and grace as I'm working on another deck called the Master's Light Wisdom Oracle. And it feels appropriate to say that forgiveness is part of the path to wake up, to take our human experiences and to sort out all the chaff from the wheat, as an old saying goes, so we get the good stuff. So we sift the manure out, and we put that in our gardens for growth. But we need to sort out the weeds and the things that we don't want to grow, and trying to understand the patterns that have been there, that have been distorted. Good chance that whatever your journey is not only working out your personal karma, that's your indebtedness to your own soul, but also working out ancestral karma and the full-on karmic change that humanity is awakening through at this time. The sins of our fathers and our fathers, the imprints of war, the imprints of misunderstandings that we've had against one another and ourselves for lifetimes, that those energies are being called to be illuminated, to be faced, to face our fears, and to wake up. So I could go on, because I'm working on this on myself right now in a big way. I had a synchronicity the other day I'll mention here. That was just pretty wild, actually. I had been doing some healing work, and I've recognized ancestral patterns with my parents, and I don't even know before them, that needed to change to come into more love and to forgive the difficulties. And realizing it as a child, some of the difficult areas I thought I had healed, and they hadn't really been healed yet. Parts of them had. So as I'm sitting on the couch watching TV Monday night last week after doing some work, I see this trailer of this documentary on World War II. My dad was a prisoner of war of the Japanese during World War II. And I see Wake Island, Alamo, the Pacific. And I'm like, oh my God. My dad was in this History Channel documentary back 2011. And he passed in 2011 later. Actually, he was in the video, I think it was 2003 or so. But, you know, I hadn't really paid much attention for years to thinking about my dad and all this stuff. I'm just kind of gone along doing my thing. And I recognized that video was on at exactly the right time. It has not been available on Comcast, where I live, my channel. And so on some odd channel, I picked it up and watched the end of this documentary. And I'm just like, the synchronicity was so profound to me of what my spirit guides and my helpers are bringing, something to recognize. Part of what I'm working on right now is also healing some of the trauma that my dad went through as a prisoner of war at age 17 for 4 years during World War II. And that was brought into my family experience growing up. And that there are no mistakes. I chose this family. I chose that father on a soul level for whatever I needed to do to bring gifts here, to bring healing, to jump into an experience. So I want to honor that you and your journey is about waking up in love, that this is an opportunity to get the gold out of all of your experiences of this life and from your ancestral lineage and from the lineage of being in humanity on this planet, and all the gifts of you in the multiverse. So I encourage you to go out on the earth and to look around and see what you're grateful for. Bring in that energy. Look upon your past experiences to go forward anew. Reflect on where you've been. And look for the blessings and forgive the transgressions that you felt or that you've given. And then you'll come into a place of greater compassion for yourself and for your fellow human being in the circumstances that you've navigated, and for your ancestors. And together, as we do this, we can clear the difficulties that we've navigated and come back to greater sense of peace and love. And I offer this all to all of you with love and with grace, and knowing that we're doing some amazing work on this planet right now, and for our souls, and for our loved ones, as we each get honest and real and do our part. So with nothing but love, compassion, grace, and awareness that you are a blessing, thank you. Hope you enjoy this.